Welcome, Saxon Algebra 1/2, second edition, lesson 57. Lesson 57 is on ratios and proportions. Alright, so let's get right down to it. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division, and it can be written as like this, 1 to 2, or 1/2, or in words, 1 to 2. That is a ratio. A proportion requires two ratios, and for it to be proportional, then it needs those two ratios need to be equal. Alright, so let's look at some examples. 3/4 is the same as 15/20. We know those are equivalent fractions, but now we can also think of those as proportions. 20/25 is equal to 32/40. Those are proportional to each other. Here are a couple of examples that are not equivalent. 2/3 is not equivalent to 12/14. And 30/40 is not equivalent to 15/18. So we can say that these are not proportions. They may be, each one of these individually may be a ratio, but the ratio of the two together compared to each other are not equivalent, so they are not proportional. So how can we solve an algebraic expression or equation? When we have this, that means it's an equation. So what we do is we go back to the old cross multiply. When we do that, 3 times x is 3x, and 2 times 30 is 60. And if I divide by 3 on both sides, I'm going to get x is equal to 20. And therefore, I know that 20/30 is in proportion to 2/3. So I've just solved my proportion. Alright, here's a couple more examples. 4/5 equals p/7. So we're going to cross multiply. 5 times p is 5p. 4 times 7 is 28. Then we're going to solve like we would in any equation. Divide by 5 on both sides. P is now alone, and p is equal to 28/5. Alright, and this one right here, 20/15 equals 4/x. So I've cross multiplied. 20x equals 15 times 4, which is 60. Divide both sides by 20, and I get x is equal to 3. Let's work your practice problems. We're going to cross multiply again. 7p equals 8. We're going to divide by 7 on both sides, and p is equal to 8/7, or 1 1/7. Okay? In B, this is an S, by the way, and this is a 5. So 3 times S is 3S. 5 times 4 equals 20. Divide by 3 on both sides. S is equal to 20/3. Isn't that easy? Alright, now there's a second part to lesson 57, and it's really pretty simple. It's dealing with exponents and radicals. So the only difference is you already have been working with these, but now it's going to say evaluate x to the y power, and here's the condition. If x is equal to 4 and this y exponent is equal to 2, well, let's just write it out. 4 to the second power is 4 squared, which is 16. Alright, this says evaluate the p root of q if p is 3 and q is 64. So the cubed root of 64 means what number times itself 3 times is equal to 64. If you haven't memorized this one yet, you will. You'll use it enough. The answer is 4. So let's do the practice problems that go along with this portion of the lesson. That's why I split your practice problems up this time. C says evaluate x to the y power if x is 4 and y is 2. X is 4, y is 2. 4 to the second power is 16. And in D, evaluate the x root of y if x is 4 and y is 16. So if x is 4 and y is 16, it wants to know what number times itself 4 times would give you 16. You know you're looking for a very small number. The answer is 2. Alright, enjoy, and I will see you back next time for lesson 58.